The defining moment of a perfect crème brûlée is the shatter, the crack of a rigid sugar shell yielding to a dense, smooth custard. We are going to achieve that exact texture, but we are replacing the standard processed sugar in the custard base with high-quality wildflower or orange blossom honey. White sugar provides a straightforward sweetness. Honey introduces complex, floral caramel notes that deepen the flavor profile of the dairy and eggs. Looking at this ingredient layout, you can see that this recipe requires exactly 6 items: 2 cups of heavy cream, 5 large egg yolks, 1/3 cup of honey, vanilla extract, salt, and 2 tablespoons of regular sugar for the topping. You'll also need 4 ceramic ramekins. Step 1 is establishing our environment. Set your oven to exactly 325 degrees Fahrenheit, or 160 degrees Celsius, and let it preheat. The outcome of this recipe depends on how you manage heat at 3 specific moments: the initial infusion, the water bath bake, and the final caramelization. Pour the heavy cream and the honey into a saucepan over medium-low heat. Stir them gently until the honey completely dissolves into the warm cream. You want this mixture hot, but do not let it boil. If you want to build a richer aromatic profile, drop in a sprig of fresh lavender or a strip of citrus zest right now while the dairy is warming. While that heats, prepare your egg base. In a separate large bowl, combine the 5 egg yolks, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Whisk them until the mixture is smooth and uniform. Adding hot cream directly to cold yolks will cause the egg proteins to coagulate instantly. This turns the mixture into sweet scrambled eggs, which cannot be undone. To safely merge these 2 components, we use a technique called tempering. This process gradually equalizes the temperatures of the hot liquid and the cold eggs. To do this, whisk the egg yolks constantly and quickly while pouring the hot cream mixture in a slow, continuous, thin stream down the side of the bowl. Once the liquids are fully combined into a warm custard base, pass the entire mixture through a fine mesh sieve into a pouring jug. The sieve catches any microscopic bits of egg protein that might have coagulated despite your whisking, ensuring the final texture is consistent. Now we prep for the oven. Divide the strained liquid evenly among your 4 ramekins and arrange them inside a deep baking dish. Carefully pour boiling water into the outer baking dish until the water level reaches exactly halfway up the exterior walls of the ramekins. This setup, known as a bain-marie, creates a thermal shield. Because water cannot exceed its boiling point, it throttles heat transfer from the oven air. This regulated environment prevents the outer edges of the custard from overcooking before the internal core can reach its setting point. Carefully transfer the entire water bath into your 325-degree oven and bake for 35 to 40 minutes. To test if they are done, gently shake the ramekin. The outer edges should hold firm, but the center should wobble slightly, like loose gelatin. The water bath is the buffer that allows the egg and dairy mixture to transform into a stable, firm custard. Remove the ramekins from the hot water bath immediately to stop the cooking process. Leave them on the counter until they drop to room temperature. Next, the custard needs a refrigeration period of at least 2 hours. This cold environment is necessary for the custard to reach its final set. While 2 hours is the minimum, leaving the ramekins in the fridge overnight will produce the best result. This extra time allows the botanical notes of the honey and the vanilla to fully infuse the milk fat, creating a deeper flavor on the second day. Patience during this passive chilling phase is the step that allows the texture to stabilize and the honey profile to develop. When you are ready to serve, sprinkle a thin, even layer of regular granulated sugar, about half a tablespoon, over the surface of each chilled custard. Hold a kitchen torch a few inches away from the surface and move the flame in continuous, small circles to distribute the heat evenly. The sugar will quickly melt, bubble, and undergo caramelization into a dark amber liquid. If you don't own a kitchen torch, you can place the ramekins on the top rack of your oven under the broiler setting, watching them closely to prevent burning. Let the molten sugar cool and harden into a glass-like shell for exactly 60 seconds before serving. To complement the honey, try topping the dish with tart fresh berries, an almond biscotti, or a pinch of flaky sea salt. The finished dish is a study in contrast, a bitter, brittle crust that yields to